So I pretty much messed up. So I arrived in Brussels. It was gorgeous. The sun was shining. The weather was much better than back here in Scotland. It was like 28 degrees, so like 79 Fahrenheit for all you other people out there that like the Fahrenheit. It was my first ever time going to Belgium, so that's another country that I'm able to say that I've ticked off. So that's 5 countries I've been to this year so far.
Oh my God, you blow my mind. So let's get high, live until we die, yeah. You and I, let's just do it one more time. Let's get high, live until we die, yeah.
So people always say, why should you travel? It's going to be dangerous. Well, do you know what? If you don't travel, I think it's lethal. So the weather here in Brussels is on point. I'm feeling really good. Although I'm alone, I'm mostly alone when I'm traveling, but I'm starting to feel like I'd like some human interaction for once. Like, traveling alone is really fun and I would highly recommend you do it, but it does get lonely. But it's in this loneliness that I feel you find that you start to like yourself, you start to know yourself a little bit more, you know? So my day had finished, everything was lovely, and I decided to go and have a few drinks, maybe a few too many, maybe a lot too many, but yeah. I mean, there was a museum of beer. The Belgian Beer Museum. It's my heaven, my idea of what heaven would be. So, how did I mess up? Well, Daniel pretty much woke up in a hospital. Now, I'm not proud saying this. I'm really not proud saying this. I know a lot of people might find it funny, but it's really, really dangerous. And when you're abroad, especially when you've no friends and nobody to look after you, and you're your own responsibility for your passport, your bank card, your health, not dying, it's really dangerous. And when I woke up, I didn't have a clue how I got to the hospital. I'm sure someone had phoned an ambulance for me. If you don't believe me, I have all the hospital papers here. It cost me 125 euros as well because I didn't get insurance, because I don't usually need it. The good point, I always look for a positive. The good point is I had a good sleep, about 8 or 9 hours sleep. And I was able to not have to go back to my hostel and get some sleep. And I could just continue with my day. Even though I was dying, I was like adamant that I was gonna have a good day. So, I took the train to Bruges, and it just so happens to be one of my dream locations. So let's go there!
Sometimes I feel like throw my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. But you got the love I need to see me through. You got the love, you got the love, you got the love. You got the love, you got the love, you got the love.
So I've made it to Bruges, very exciting stuff. So I remember being like a little kid, and when I used to look at like travel books and stuff like that, travel videos, Bruges was always #1 on the list. Like I always wanted to go, and I'm finally here, and it doesn't disappoint. Oh, I just found a little restaurant, and behind me is probably one of the best views I've ever seen. Look at it. So like I've mentioned before, every yin has a yang, every positive has a negative. I've came home and I am literally ready to kick ass. And it's all thanks to this one book. I've already read it before, but it's called Seneca on the Shortness of Life. It is an absolute gem of a book. I can't recommend it enough. And the link, if you're wanting to buy it or anything like that, the link is in the description below. So I'm going to do a wee bit of reading for you. This is the one quote from the book that you really should take on board. It's one lesson that I've heard before, but I need to go back to over and over and over again. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficient generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were well invested. But when it is wasted in heedless luxury and spent on no good activity, we are forced at last by death's final constraint to realise it has passed away before we knew it was passing. So it is. We are not given a short life, but we make it short, and we are not ill-supplied, but wasteful of it. So, that quote is very powerful. That's all about like wasting your life on heedless luxuries and all these things like alcohol, drugs, drinking, too many boyfriends, too many girlfriends. And I'm going to go sober for a while at least. I'm not going to put a number on it. I'm not going to say forever or anything like that. I'm just going to take it one day at a time and be very disciplined. I want to thank you all guys for being amazing fans and amazing people. I see all your comments, and I hope you realise I do like or try to like every single one of them. That's something I'm going to try and uphold for the whole channel, even when we get to 1 million subscribers or whatever. I will still try and do that, okay? Also, if you're wanting to see private live shows, live streams, my Patreon is in the link below. I also do live broadcasts on YouNow, so my YouNow is in the description. Make sure to like, give this video a thumbs up, and just keep on smiling and being that beautiful person that you were born to be. I love you. Goodbye.
Cheers, Matruga! Abajo, al centro, para adentro! It's always in the pipeline somewhere, right? ¡Viva México! ¡Viva México! ¡Ven español, ven acá!
Take me to the hospital.